different camera angle. I don't think that makes it better. This is kind of not age appropriate. I turned 18 in 3 months. Does that count? I don't think it does. Hello, heathens, spicy children, and whatever other controversial nicknames I gave you beautiful Negroes over my 6 months on YouTube. I haven't filmed a video in like 2 weeks, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed it. But this year I'm gonna be in matric, so I can't really have weekly videos anymore. But trust when I say that, because my videos are gonna get fewer, they're gonna get a whole lot more enjoyable. Today we're gonna be talking about a very weird topic. I don't know what's gonna happen if my parents watch this video, what they're gonna think, but I'm willing to take the risk for you. I'm sure you've all at some point heard the phrase, virginity is a social construct. And if you haven't, I'm here to tell you just that. Virginity is a social construct. Virginity is a very intricate topic, to say the least. Am I even using that word right? I guess we'll never know. And I know some people are gonna be very confused with that. How can there be no such thing as virginity when virginity means that you've never had sex? But here's the thing. Sex is different for everybody. So how can you pinpoint virginity?
Well then, Mustafa, if that's the case,
How does a hater sound? I don't even have haters. So how would I know how they sound? Let's pretend that this hater is Australian. So let's say go, if there's no such thing as virginity, then what do you call somebody who's never had sex? Why do you need a name or a label for people who have never had sex? Why does that have to be a defining factor of who they are? Why do we focus so much on this topic? Oh my god! Those are rhetorical questions that I have the answers to. The concept of a virginity was invented by the patriarchy. The patriarchy. The what now? The patriarchy.
well, let's say go, since you're so smart, and since you're throwing us all these weird big words, at least explain them, huh? Do you even know what patriarchy means? And I'm asking this to make you look dumb and not because I don't know what it means.
It is difficult to try to imitate a hater when you've never had one. Patriarchy is a system that was instilled by, yes, you guessed it, men. It basically puts men on a higher pedestal in positions of power and positions of decision making, and makes women inferior and submissive. It looks like I don't know what I'm talking about. I promise you guys, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know why I was speaking so slowly, but patriarchy basically puts men at a higher pedestal in positions of power and decision making, and this can be in households, politics, family affairs, just business, all of that jazz. Back in the day, and even a lot of the times today, woman's value was defined by whether she had been with another man or not. And if she had, then no man wanted her because no man wanted to be with a woman who wasn't pure. Because of these systems that were and still are instilled in many cultures around the world, the concept of virginity was born and only used to define a woman's sexual status. Only in recent times, men who have never been sexually active before are also considered virgins. Now there is a big focus on virginity in men as well, but in men it's completely opposite to women. Women are expected to not be sexually active. That is what they are expected to do, and that is what is accepted from them. Men are expected to be very sexually active. That is what is expected and accepted. If these two roles switch, then these two people are weird and both cast out of society and seen as if there is something wrong with them. These standards for men and women that we've normalized are what keep the concept of virginity thriving. When virginity literally only means you have never been sexually active before. A few days ago, I asked people what they would consider losing their own virginity to be, and I got a lot of mixed answers. 2 people said penetrative sex, which can be penetration through anything. 4 people said penis to vagina. Penis goes inside vagina, virginity gone. 2 people said consensual sex. 1 person says it depends on what your own sexuality is. 4 people said your first sexual experience with somebody else, which doesn't have to be penetrative, it doesn't have to be penis to vagina, it just has to be your first sexual experience with another person. 2 people said your virginity can be whatever you want it to be. 1 person said you lose your virginity when you have your first kiss, and I want to laugh at that answer, but if that's what it is to you, then that's what it is to you, and nobody can be judgmental of that. And then, out of the 17 people who answered this, only 1 person said virginity is a social construct. Interesting. But as we've seen by what my peers interpret losing your virginity to be, there is no one definition of virginity. So how can we define people as virgin or non-virgin? We can't. And quite frankly, it's not even our business to. What does somebody else's sexual status have to do with you? Why should you care if somebody's sexually active or not, and how they are sexually active? We need to diminish this concept that is virginity, because obviously people are way more than their sexual status. It doesn't take a genius to know that. And it obviously doesn't, because I'm not a genius and I know that. When most people think of a virgin, they think of a woman who has never been penetrated by a penis before, or a man who has never penetrated a woman's vagina before. But what about the in-betweens? It would be very ignorant to believe that sex is only had when a penis goes inside of a vagina, because sex is had to achieve a specific goal, and that goal can be achieved in a lot more ways than when a penis goes inside of a vagina. Hence the phrase virginity is a social construct. Because if virginity means your first sexual experience with somebody else, and that can be achieved without a penis going inside of a vagina, then who's to say what virginity is? And if there is no clean-cut definition of virginity, then how can it exist?
Oh, my battery died while I was speaking, and I guess that was kind of my phone telling me to shut up.
I hope I taught you something, and I hope that you guys will start being more open about these types of conversations, because they really are important. I'll see you guys next time I post.